you're not walking out of this courtroom today. Either you're going to be going to prison or either you're going to be going to inpatient treatment. You're going to get drug tested today. What are the results going to be?
They will come back a positive.
Positive for what?
Methamphetamine. I just do it when I'm under stress. So I know I have a problem and I don't do it like around my children. I don't do it, every day. It's just, when I'm under stress that and I was, really scared. So, and really under stress. So I don't do it when I go to work. I don't do it, every day, like I said.
I'm going to find her guilty, sentence her to.
All right, guys, today we've got a wild one, a classic courtroom showdown with a jaw-dropping twist. A mother is facing serious federal drug charges after being caught with a massive stash. The kicker? She straight up tells the judge, "I only do it sometimes?" Yeah, seriously. She's looking at 6 years in federal prison, and that's her defense. She actually sounds sincere. But is that enough to sway the court? You be the judge. Drop your thoughts in the comments. I read every one. And if you're into raw, real courtroom drama, don't forget to like, subscribe, and let's dive in.
All right, we're here for sentencing today. According to the plea bargain agreement, she pled no contest to count 2 of the indictment. She applied for deferred adjudication. The state is proceeding only on count 2 according to the plea bargain agreement. Punishment is to be assessed at 6 years in the prison, and the state is silent on the defendant's application. The court requested that the defendant's criminal history be provided to the court. There were no objections to the court receiving that from the state. Is that correct?
Correct.
And any objections to the court reviewing that?
No, Judge, of course not.
All right, the state is silent. Is there anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Judge, of course, Ms. Torres is hoping you'll grant her application for deferred. She's in self-employed cleaning houses. She has several customers that rely on her. She has a few kids. She's just asking for the court to maybe direct her to some outpatient treatment because she believes she needs some help with this problem. And other than that, again, she's just hoping you'll grant her application.
All right, you want to raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Honor. Missy Torres, Missy Ann Torres.
All right, so you're going to get drug tested today. What are the results going to be?
They will come back a positive.
Positive for what?
Methamphetamine.
All right, so how often are you using meth?
I only do it when I'm under stress, and I did it because I could get denied for adjudication, so
I'm sorry, what?
I could get denied the application, so I just do it when I'm under stress. So I know I have a problem, and I don't do it like around my children. I don't do it, every day. It's just when I'm under stress and I was really scared, so and really under stress. So I don't do it when I go to work. I don't do it every day, like I said.
I'm calling BS here. When have you ever heard of a meth addict who just uses occasionally? Come on, that's gotta be cap, right? I've never touched anything like that myself. But from everything I've heard, meth is one of the most addictive drugs out there. So, is it even possible to use it casually? I highly doubt it. And if she is lying, that means she's probably getting high around her kids too. And honestly, that's just heartbreaking. Every kid deserves a safe home, and these kids especially deserve a better mom. I know that sounds harsh, but come on, this woman doesn't seem like she's in her right mind. Am I wrong for thinking she's just trying to manipulate the court and tug at the judge's emotions? Maybe. I mean, you're supposed to assume innocence, but let's be real. 99% of the time, it's all just a cover-up. Let me know where you stand on this, and let's dive back in.
All right, so how many children do you have?
I have 3.
What are their ages?
11, 8, and 5.
And where are they now?
2 of them are with their dad, and 1 is with my grandma.
All right. With your grandmother, so their great-grandmother?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So, do you help take care of your children?
Yes.
How
I-
often?
I see them every other weekend, and I don't pay child support, but I pay them. My exes and I have my daughter. My daughter is with me.
No, you just said your daughter is with the
Yeah,
great
but
grandmother.
I live with my grandmother. This was it.
All right.
So I help take care of, she
All right.
helps me take care of her.
Okay. So one, I don't think it's appropriate for you to be cleaning houses
Okay.
because of the nature of this offense. And two, I don't think it's appropriate for you right now to be taking care of your children.
That's why I'm asking for help, Your Honor.
I'm sorry, what?
That's why I was asking for help, Your Honor. That's why.
All right, your help is not going to be outpatient treatment if I grant this application for deferred adjudication. So you're going into custody today.
Okay.
All right. So it's just a matter of what I'm going to do with you. I will tell you the court's issue, and if you want to address this, I know the state is proceeding on count 2 of possession, but she had a lot of drugs with her.
No,
So I don't understand if you're working homes, then why do you have a scale with you? Because that's, according to this, you had drugs, you had a scale in your purse, and there were baggies totaling 32.0 grams.
well, Your Honor, I was a heavy user back then, and it was.
Oh, you're not, I tell you what, I don't think, and if I'm wrong, correct me. I don't think you were using 32 grams of meth.
It was only 28.
No, you have meth here for 4.964 grams, and you also have meth for 27.459 grams. And what you pled to in count 2 was a possession 4 to 200 grams. So this is not a possession 1 to 4. So we're talking about 27 grams. And according to the stipulations, that what was found in your bag, it says, I searched her bag and inside a Paris Hilton makeup bag box were baggies, a scale, and crystal-like substance inside a cut vacuum sealed bag. That's from your Paris Hilton makeup bag.
So let's get this straight. She's got baggies, a scale, and a stash of hard drugs, including H, but she's only using when she's stressed? Yeah, okay. Maybe she's just super organized, like a bodybuilder meal prepping for the week, except instead of chicken and rice, it's meth. Maybe she's taking her addiction seriously now and prepping her doses in advance. I mean, honestly, that excuse would almost be more believable than saying she just does it sometimes. At least it would show some effort. But seriously, props to the judge for seeing through this nonsense. She's clearly lying, and she just swore under oath, which could land her another charge for perjury, even if it's tough to prove. Either way, it's so obvious. She just needs to come clean already. Let's jump back in and see how this...
So what I had, the meth was it was double bagged in a sandwich bag. So yes, ma'am, I know it was 20, but it's because that was my personal. I didn't have any other. And last time I went, they tried to only give me which was 14 grams. So I had to.
No, what I'm telling you is, they said the baggie found in Robert's pocket tested positive for meth and had a field weight of 6.12 grams.
That wasn't mine.
No. I'm not saying that was yours. So the 6.12 grams that were found in his pocket, they're saying that was his. It was in his pocket. But the baggie, which was found in Missy's purse, tested positive for meth and had a field weight of 32.09 grams. Now, mind you, what they do in the field, I already know that testing drugs in the field are not legal for court. So I'm not considering the weight and what they said in the field. I'm considering what has been given to me for laboratory reports. So this was the professionals testing it, not a presumptive. And it says 27.459 grams was the net weight of the meth that you had in your Paris Hilton bag.
Yes, Your Honor. And I will say that I used to use a whole ounce within 2 to 3 days. So I was a heavy user, and like I said, they tried to give me half of that the last time, and right now it's going for 250. So if I'm paying 250, I wanted the whole thing. I wanted to make sure. I'm just being honest, and I'm sorry. Excuse me for being.
No, I
transparent.
want you to be honest and I want you to be transparent.
I'm sorry for being transparent, but it's something that I feel like I worked for my money, and I didn't want just to get gypped again. I can promise you I didn't sell anything. It was because I've been gypped many times. So I did get it. Now it was double bagged because I don't know, that's the way they gave it to me. I can't, and it is my mistake and I'm taking full responsibility, but I wasn't selling drugs. I wouldn't. I guess I have a job and I only, back then I was, you know, a heavy user where I would just do it before work, after work, but, and I didn't have my children in my life. Now I do have my children back in my life and I'm trying to be a good mom. So I thank you for, you know, giving me an inpatient program.
Well, no, I'm not saying I'm going to give you
Oh, I'm
inpatient.
sorry.
What I'm saying is that you're not walking out of this courtroom today. Either you're going to be going to prison or either you're going to be going to inpatient treatment. So it's very important that you be 100% honest with me because I'm telling you, the state proceeded on a possession, but the amount of drugs you had and the way they were packaged, that's concerning for the court. So you're saying that you just bought a bunch of meth and you were saving it up for use?
So I would use within 2 to 3 days, that was all my personal. Like I said, they tried to sell me half of that one time and I went back to the same person, but I said, I'm gonna weigh it myself to make sure I'm getting the right amount because it's just, I'm an addict. I'm sorry, I am. And we're not,
So you travel with your own scale.
well, at the time I did, because like I said, I've been gypped and it's, when you're an addict, that's all you think of, just how to get, you know, make sure you're getting what you need.
You guys buying this? Because I'm not. Like, even if I were out here doing hard drugs like this defendant, I sure wouldn't be carrying around baggies and a scale. That's basically begging for a prison sentence. Just having the drugs is already serious. But when you add in packaging tools and a scale, now you're telling the court, without even speaking, yeah, I'm selling this. That's a whole different level. Legally, that shifts things from simple possession to possible distribution or even trafficking charges. And that's when sentencing gets way more serious. So either this woman is completely clueless, or she's trying to work the system, or maybe both. What do you guys think? Is she just playing dumb, or is this all part of some act? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and let's jump back in.
And honestly, I can see where I made my mistake, but I won't, I'm being honest with you, it was my skeleton measure, so my personal, that's it. And I don't know if Robert would tell you that was my personal as well. Like, I mean, I don't want to call him or anything you can if you want to, but he would tell you that's why I used to pick
Oh, no, I'm not going to be calling Robert because Robert probably has a case of his own.
Right. But I'm saying Robert can tell you too, within 3 days, maybe 2 to 3 days, really, it would have been gone and I would have been back doing it again. Now I don't. It was kind of like a stress thing. And
Where did you get your drugs to use today before you came to court?
Just an old friend. I hadn't talked to him since, you know, and it was on Saturday when I knew it was, you know, coming and I guess I felt, you know, under pressure.
Can I say something? I think the fact that she would actually go out and do the same drugs that she's about to get sentenced for in a couple of days, I think really speaks to the fact that she has a serious addiction problem that I think only rehab can treat. And if you decide that's ISF or SATF or SAFE, we understand that, but I think she really needs treatment.
Okay. All right, this is what the court is there anything else for me to say? All right, this is what the court is going to do. I see that she hasn't been to prison before. I'm going to find her guilty, sentence her to 6 years in the prison, the therapeutic community. There's to be no contact with Robert Marble, give her credit for any time served, and I'll retain jurisdiction.
I'm not gonna lie, 6 years feels like a tough sentence. I get that these are serious charges, and yeah, hard drugs are insanely addictive and dangerous. But even if she was distributing, is 6 years really the right number? I'm kind of torn on this one. On one hand, maybe this time behind bars gives her a real chance to reflect, get clean, and turn her life around. Honestly, this could end up being the best thing that ever happens to her. But on the other hand, I can't stop thinking about her kids. They're the ones who really pay the price here, growing up without their mom. That's heartbreaking, and no child should have to go through that. What do you guys think? Was this too harsh or not harsh enough? Drop your take in the comments, and let's dive back in to see how she reacts.
Okay.
And you can explain to her what that means. Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it? Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right, we can go off the record. I'll tell them. So here's the thing. When I say that I'm going to retain jurisdiction, what that means is they're going to take you to prison. If you're following the rules at the prison, if you're working on yourself, because they have programs at the prison, your attorney can file a motion. It's called shock probation. Back when I was growing up, they would have scared straight programs. So shock probation is sort of a scared straight program. So hopefully when you go to prison, you will clear your mind.
Yes.
The drug use or the addiction that you have, the craving that you have will be lifted. And if you are doing what you're supposed to do at the prison, if there are no bad reports at the prison, when your attorney comes back for a request for shock probation, I will strongly consider it. So while you're at the prison, you have 180 days. That's when he needs to bring it back before me before that time period. So you're going to do 6 months. And if you are doing well, if there are no write-ups against you, then the court will strongly consider giving you probation. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So, well, I mean, these are going to be choices that you make. It's going to be completely up to you whether or not I strongly consider giving you probation. Your attorney will explain it to you further, but any programs that they have at the prison, like the therapeutic community, to address your issue, you need to take it. I know they have parenting classes at the jail. I don't know how long the transfer will be, but you need to take advantage of that. When you see people come before me and they've gone to anger management class, they've done parenting classes, they've availed themselves of everything at the jail and everything at the prison, that is what you need to do. You need to immediately sign up for it. If for some reason there's overcrowding and they don't give it to you, it would be better for you to have signed up for it than to just throw up your hands and say, I'm not trying. Do you understand?
Yes.
And next time, if you have a case before any judge, don't use before coming to court. You understand? But I do appreciate your honesty, but you're going to have to get your life in order. Otherwise, children is going to be without their mom. You understand? All right. Good luck to you. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Now that the judge has handed down the full sentence, I've got to say, I think this was the right call. Personally, I think Judge Boy is one of the better judges out there. She usually makes solid decisions, and this one feels fair to me. Even though the defendant lied straight to her face, she still gave her a chance. 6 months of good behavior, and she could be out early. That probably feels like a win for the defendant, especially considering she was caught red-handed. But I guess that's part of addiction. Lying, denial, and bad choices, even when the consequences are right in front of you. It's a tough situation, no doubt. But maybe this is the moment she needs to finally turn things around. Sometimes it takes tough love and time to reflect for real change to happen. I hope she uses this opportunity. For her kids' sake more than anything, that's going to wrap it up for this one. Let me know what you thought of this hearing. Was the sentence fair, too harsh, or too soft? I read all your comments, and I appreciate every one of them. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more real courtroom moments, and drop your recommendations in the comments if there's a case you want to see covered. Thanks so much for watching. Take care.